Hey everybody, I've been gone for a little while. I've been here, but I haven't been posting artwork or anything because I've been coding. So sorry for the lack of videos. I've failed to do the weekly and the monthly ones. The weekly ones are usually speed art, the monthly ones are usually an update video like this. And since I haven't been doing art, I just haven't been posting videos. So sorry about that. I want to do a shout out to Waka. Happy birthday. Sorry it's belated, and sorry I didn't get you anything. I'm just broke, but I love you, buddy. And I couldn't get my webcam to work. It's a C20 from Logitech, and I uninstalled it and reinstalled it and restarted and added stuff to regedit and rolled back the drives on it and restarted and did that. Oh man, I just could not get that thing to work. And usually it takes a restart to get it to work anyways, and I'm just over it. So I just dropped that webcam, but I'm mentioning it because I'm wearing a Steady Bones shirt. So shout out to Nate as well. Sorry I can't show off your Steady Bones shirt. It's beautiful. I love it. It's comfortable, and I love you. You're one of my best friends, buddy. Anyways, so here we are. We're back on another update video. It's May. I have been busy even though I haven't been posting. I've been working a few shifts at the restaurant through COVID with my wife, and when I'm home I've been doing some coding and I've been playing some video games, let's be honest. So yeah, and while I'm showing you guys this, you'll see that on my main menu I still have these quick bar slots and my vitals over here, and I haven't paused my vitals or anything on my main menu, so I could die while I'm doing this. But let's jump in so we can hopefully beat that. One thing I've done, there's an awesome tutorial on making a settings menu that I will post in the description below. He has tutorial videos, and then he has a download file from GitHub, I think, that just has his finished work, so you can just drag this into your project. I didn't want to do that because you miss out on learning what he did. So even though it looks similar, I remade all of it and learned how he did it, and now my next step will be to go back through this and fine-tune it to my own and add all of my own graphics and everything to the UI for this. But this was important because one of the next stages I'm coming up on is hopefully sending the client to some of my friends and having them test it, and I want them to be able to access settings so they can adjust it to their computer and their resolution and all that stuff. You got view distance in here, visual effects, textures, post-processing, all that stuff. And then your general presets, and you can auto detect and all that. I feel like this is minimum stuff for any video game, and when they don't have this in an options menu, dude, do I get upset. So shout out for this awesome tutorial that you had, buddy, and also for the files. And like I said, I'll post a link below because I forgot the name of it and everything, but he's a guy that I often go to for learning about specific variables and stuff in Unreal Engine. And I've got some settings I want to make for my audio and some settings I want to make for controls. And then when you're in game, I have another extra button on the setting menu that will be gameplay, and that's going to be stuff for player preferences, like which vitals bar they use and what crosshair they have and all that stuff. So that's one of those things. Sorry if I'm talking fast. Like I said, I want to breeze through this before my character dies on the main menu. This is the big thing I've really been working on. I have a character creation screen. So if I had deleted my save file and opened the game, it'll pop you here first. You got to create your character before you can do anything else. This accept button would be grayed out, and so would the back button. Maybe that would be an exit button instead, so you can leave the game if you don't want to finish. In Clan, this is one of the first windows they have set up for the main menu in the Unreal Engine multiplayer tutorial, and then I've just built on it with all these things. So here you'd set your name, you choose an emblem, and what these emblems are going to be, you'll see it when we go in the game. In game it's yellow and black stripes, and then you'd also be able to pick something on top of it like a hawk or a dragon or whatever, and this is your coat of arms, and it will show up on all the gear that would have an emblem on it. So your shield, cape, orlay, tunics, wherever an emblem would be, it would be this emblem you chose. And then if I decide to make it so that you have a map and a mini map you can look at that shows where you are on it, then you'd also see this emblem and your player name above it so people can see who you are and where you are on the map. I might not do that. I might keep it kind of DayZ style, where if you find a map, it's just the topology of the land, and you kind of have to figure out where you are with landmarks. I really like that in survival games, but I'm not sure. So that's what this screen's going to be. Hair, these are all just blank buttons, but you'll be able to choose a style, a main color, and then highlights for the hair, and you'll be able to unlock more hairstyles from playing the game. Eyes, I do have this fleshed out a little bit. The brows aren't working, but I have the sclera, which is the overall shape of your eye. Technically it's the white part of your eye, but I just have it as the overall shape. And I've got some irises in here, and all these scleras and irises are drawn by my sister. And these will also not be colored when it's done. You'll be able to choose the color for these. You just pick the way they look, and then you'll be able to choose the color. And then down here you'll see like both, left, right. That way you could customize just your left brow, your left eye, whatever. So you could have like a white eye that's dead, and your left eye could be, you know, green with a certain look, and your eyebrows could be, you know, looking suspicious or whatever. I also have the mouth kind of done. You can choose different mouths, shapes. We'll do a little teeth. This skin tone window is what was a big challenge for me, but it's working now. So you can see even the cell shading's working. You can see it change with the light a little bit. The light's the same, but depending on what the color is, it kind of works a little differently with the cell shading. And right now I'm just starting by 4x4. You got 16 different little skin tones, but like a makeup company, I want to go through and make sure everybody has their foundation, so I'll probably be adding to this quite a bit. And then this clothing window, this is going to be your undergarments basically. So right now he's got his little boxers on with the belt. I like wearing belts with my boxers too, buddy. I'm just kidding. But in here you could have like a little tunic or different undergarments. And you'll notice there's not really a gender button on here. I'm not probably going to have one. You'll just be able to choose masculine and feminine things through just doing these. There'll be both masculine and feminine hairstyles, eyes, mouths, and whatever. And this is what I'm talking about, dying on the main menu. I can slow down now. We didn't make it. It's a bug. So you'll see me, I've respawned. And my old self died. This will be disabled. I'm gonna have it, the reason it happened is because it loads your character so you can see all of your gear and stuff on the main menu, and the vitals are still going. So I need to make it so those vitals all pause so you can't die, and I'll hide those quick bars and stuff like that. But I haven't been working on that yet. I've just been working on some UI stuff. So we've respawned. So let me restart this really quick. Get to see some development stuff. Be right back. All right, we made it. We reopened. So what I was showing you with this character create screen, once you've altered all your stuff, the big things it will save. Hair will be changeable. You will be able to change your emblem at any time, but not your name. And then you'll be able to change your undergarments. Skin, mouth, and eyes, I'll have some NPCs in the actual game world that you'll be able to go to. Maybe a witch or hair, like barber and stuff like that. And they'll be able to change your stuff in game, and then it would save. So you could change your skin tone and mouth and eyes later, but you probably have to find an NPC who's capable of doing that. And you'll be able to unlock more eyes and mouths and hairstyles and stuff from playing the game as well. So you'll be able to change yourself pretty much all the time, just not always from the main menu. And that's kind of a fun idea. And then another thing I'll be adding is a little checkbox here somewhere that would say show gear or hide gear. And that way you could see your armor with adjustments you make to your emblem or undergarments, or if I do allow you to change these things in here, you could see your gear, you know, on top of your skin tone. Another reason why the skin tones were hard is there's a lot of different ways to do it. I tried a slide bar, I tried a color wheel, I tried a few things to give people optimum options for like what their skin tone and stuff was. I ended up going with buttons because of how I did it. You'll have like the skeletal mesh components on your player character, and then they'll set material by name. And so I had to go take a step back and work on this character creation screen before I made any more of those speed art videos and stuff, because as I create equipment for the game, I need to make sure that when I do the UV unwrap and I do a material slot name, I make sure that they're all named the same. So M_player_skin tone. Then no matter what piece of gear you have equipped or whatever, it'll look for that material slot name and change it to whatever skin tone you have, so that I don't have to make new variables and stuff for every piece of gear I make, which was the original route I was kind of going, and I was like, man, this is gonna suck. But since I was able to set material by name, and it checks the material slot name, as long as I have to take it back to Blender when I actually model things and make sure I'm naming those materials accordingly. And that's the same for emblems and stuff. So I'm really glad I took a step back, and I have to finish this character creation screen before I start modeling stuff again, to make sure that everything's fluid and seamless to you people who are playing. So let's jump in now. This is also from the Unreal Engine's multiplayer tutorial, these screens. But I'm altering them a bit. You can set your little world name. Let's say Samo Hickey Paradise. I don't know. And then you could choose how many players can join you. It only goes down to 2 right now. I'll probably make it so that you can play single player if you want. And then you can do LAN or internet. I stress test how many players can play together. So far, I've been able to, at least the way I tested it, if I were to test it over internet and have it so that on standalone other people can join, you have to have a Steam ID for each player that connects. So that way I was only able to do 2 people, my wife and I, from our 2 separate computers and our 2 separate Steam accounts. But stress testing without the internet way, I've kind of been able to get up to about 60 clients on the server, which really bogged down my computer because it was running all those clients at one time on one PC. Still amazed my computer could even do it. So I imagine once I get it rolling, it still could handle 60 players, because I'll be connecting from different machines and hopefully be easier. And right now, as it is, I don't have dedicated servers set up, so the person who hosts a game is the server, and whoever joins the game is a client, and that works. I don't think I would get up to 60 players that way, because that would put a lot on the host, but we'll see how that goes. So anyways, I could go more into that, but I'll just show you more of that when it's working how I want it to in the end. So let's just do test game this time. Sorry about that. And we'll just keep it LAN, and we'll jump in. So here, you're going to see that I don't have my loading screen working. So this is what goes on behind a loading screen. It killed the main menu, killed all that stuff, all the UI stuff, and all that character and everything like that. And then it started loading in my world with all the tiles on it. When I get that finished, you won't see all that. You'll just see a loading screen, and then you'll be in here. And then I also have to finish setting up my save variables. So if I change my skin tone or anything like that, you'll notice it didn't carry over to this world yet, but it will. Let's show you what I was talking about with the emblems. So on that character creation screen, where the emblem button was, imagine it was these black and yellow stripes, and then you were able to put an eagle or whatever on it. Now you see on the gear it's got the black and yellow stripes. So that's what I'm talking about. When you choose your emblem, it would carry over to whatever gear you put on. If I had a shield on, it would be black and yellow stripes too. If I had you know, whatever else on, it would be those. And so that's why you can change your emblem at any time, and you'll be able to unlock more, and it'll represent it on gear, which I think is cool, because in a lot of games you can choose a little player icon, and it's really only useful for when you're on like lobbies and stuff. In this game, it's going to show up on all your gear. I think that's cool. So that's kind of showing what that would work. It was just a white button back on the character creation screen right now because the variable's not carrying over through the save yet, and the default was a little white button, so you didn't see the black and yellow stripes. But hopefully that makes sense and you can kind of see how that would work for now. Since I've been working all this stuff and updating a lot of things, check this out. I got poof, State Puff Marshmallow Man. I broke the animations for the lantern right now, so when I equipped it, it freaks the skeleton way out, which is weird because if I equipped an axe or something, it's okay. Now I equip the lantern, it's okay, but then the lantern animations aren't there. Lightworks and stuff though. What do you think about that? Anyways, those are some problems I'm going to be fixing, but like I said, I've been working on the menus. The other thing I talked about, let's grab some food. Sorry if there's some screen tearing while I record. Lately when I've been recording, I don't see any screen tearing when I am recording, but then when I watch the playback, there is screen tearing, so bear with me. I'm just showing you what I've been working on, so you know I've been busy. Let's cook this potato. So let's go to here's my new in-game menu, basically. We see the same settings from that title menu, the main menu. And you can adjust them all in-game too. And this is that new button I was talking about. So in here I'm gonna have like different crosshairs you can use. Maybe I'll make skins for the UI, so if you want to change how your quick slot bars look and stuff, they'll be in here. And then you can see that if you switch to bars, there's the old Vital System bars, in case people don't like the icons. But the default will be these icons, drawn by Jordy and, well, drawn by my sister and animated and colored by Jordy. He redid them in Flash, they look really nice. So now you can finally see those. I didn't have them working like they should before, but now they work. So with that, the spine is the stamina. See it drain. And as it drains, it's going to put a lot more stress on the stomach and the bladder, and then it will refill. The heart's your blood, the skull is your fatigue, and the brain is your sanity. I think I've talked about this before in a prior video, but I'm just going to go over it again real quick since it's really working now. They're not going to drain as fast as they are right now. That's for testing. I don't want to have the real-time setup with their drain because then I'd have to wait that long to keep testing how it's working with items and stuff. So it's draining pretty quick right now. But realistically, a day and a night will probably be, I don't know, 30 minutes for a day and 30 minutes for a night, or maybe an hour for a day and an hour for a night. And I want to make it so you really only have to eat and drink once a day and once a night. So you really only be drinking and eating once or twice every once or twice every hour you're playing. That way it's not a chore. It's just there to, you know, add to the immersion, make it feel a little more, just give you some stuff to do. So that's pretty cool. That's working. And then the heart, the blood will drain if you watch on me testing when the stomach and bladder empty. It won't do that when I'm finished because you don't bleed to death after you've like been malnourished. You technically, usually, hopefully. So instead when the stomach and the bladder are empty, you would see your skull start to drain, and that's your fatigue. And then when it's completely empty, you'd start passing out because you're malnourished. And that would cause your blood to drain eventually, because if you're malnourished and you go into combat or something and you pass out in combat, you know, you take damage from somebody, you'll start bleeding, and then you die. And then the brain, that being the sanity, would be a situation where you're outnumbered by a lot of people, or you go into a cave without a torch or something, some situation that would scare your character would cause your sanity to drain. And when your sanity is empty, that would cause hallucinations, or it would take control of your character and make them run away and stuff like that. So those are just fun elements. You can also see these little deer over here. These are not my meshes. These are little test ones, and they're only animating their idle right now, but I'm gonna be adding animals pretty soon. I've already created a cat that'll be a test for having a pet, and it'll follow you and you can train it to, like, I don't know, fetch items or something. Haven't decided what I'm gonna do with pets yet. And then I'll make a chicken. I'll make a pig, a goat, and a cow or something, and I'll start testing livestock and how you can obtain them, train them, slaughter them and harvest them, or keep them and breed them, or whatever. Once I have animals working, that's when I'll start moving to humanoid AIs and start making some enemies like bandits, quest givers, caravans, and fun stuff like that, and I'll be able to start making some villages and filling them out. And we're cruising, man. I know I haven't posted a lot of videos, but we are cruising. So that's kind of the gist of everything I've done while I've been hiding. It doesn't seem like a lot, but it is. It's been a lot of work. And now these two buttons, exit will close the program entirely. Log out is going to take us back to the title menu. And if we had been playing and the save files were working, I just have them turned off right now. I could do it, but I have it turned off while I add more variables to it. It would show your gear right here and all of your stuff, and then when you log into the game, you can see your character with all their armor and stuff on, and it's not going to be white obviously behind them. There'll be some scenery, or maybe I'll make it so your player is sitting in a tavern or whatever while you adjust yourself. And then you'd be able to come back here, and like I was saying, you could check the box to show or hide gear, and it would show or hide the gear while you make adjustments to your character and then go back into a game. Another thing with this whole setup is, depending on if I release it on Steam or just the Epic Games Launcher or both, you'll be able to join your friends just by opening the Steam console and, you know, right-clicking them on the chat system and doing join game if they have it open. So that's what I've been doing. I hope you guys stay safe, take good care of yourselves. If you're people wearing masks right now during COVID, I'm one of them. I worked in the medical field for a while. I don't want to get sick. I'm a smoker. I have some immune deficiencies, so I'm high risk. If you're one that's not wearing masks and stuff like that, just be nice. Just be kind to each other, respect each other. If you're around somebody who is wearing a mask or whatever, just give them their space. You know, personal preference, but just be respectful. Be nice to each other out there. We're all going through it together. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you're all staying safe. I hope your family's good. I hope you're doing okay financially. I love you guys. Thanks for watching me and supporting me. Hopefully next time I can afford a webcam so you can see me when I do these. And yeah, I appreciate everybody. I love you all. And I'll start posting more again. I've also updated the blog on 7wilds.com. I'm going to get back into everything, so I'm going to start updating that weekly again. Hopefully I can finish the rest of this menu soon and start posting speed art videos again of me actually making gear and more eyes and mouths and stuff like that. And we're starting to roll right now, so we'll see more by the end of the year. Hopefully we've got it to where I can play with some friends and really get testing. And let me know if anybody's interested in doing, I hate saying this, but like if anybody wants to donate or anything like that. I'm not going to open up a GoFundMe or a Kickstarter or anything like that unless people show interest, because I don't want to do that yet until I'm further along so I can really keep my promise. I'm going to release this game one way or another. I just don't want the pressure of people being upset about deadlines, since I'm like a lone programmer. But if anybody's interested in helping me out financially so I can afford a webcam and stuff like that, it'd be pretty cool. Take care of yourselves. Thanks, guys. See you next time.